McCaffrey, number 22, looking to, what did you say, Kyle, about him? He just seems to have, like, the best game ever.
I want him to have his masterpiece performance tonight with the world watching.
Against the Texans. Davis Mills on the other side getting a chance for his squad. He's got some veterans and guys who even played in Super Bowls like Brandon Cooks, who's looked good. Mark Ingram came on our show after their Week 1 win. They're not just mailing in the season.
Pros on that Texans team.
Yes,
the quarterback's a question, but they got pros.
Of course, but questions are good. We like questions.
We do like questions.
And these primetime games have been crazy good. So tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. That's Peter Schrager. That's Kyle Brandt. That's Victor Cruz. I'm Kay Adams. We're presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky, and it is time for the Lead Block.
Lead block.
Lead block.
Victor, do you want to participate?
I do. Lead block.
Nice.
Good job.
Hey, Victor, it's time for the Lead Block as we welcome in James Palmer. He's at NRG Stadium down in Houston for us this morning. We are live looking at where the action will be taking place hours from now. James, the Panthers are entering Week 3 undefeated. Their number 1 ranked defense has played a huge part. What makes them so dominant?
Well, Kay, I'll paint a picture for you what it's like to go against this defense. I was sitting in the Texans media workroom on Tuesday. Their offensive coordinator, Tim Kelly, walks in. One of the first questions is, hey, Tim, what is so good about this Panthers defense? What makes them? He just interrupts the question and just goes, they're fast. They're just so fast. They fly everywhere. They're all over the field. And that is what makes them the, as you mentioned, number 1 total defense, number 1 against the pass, number 1 against the run, number 1 on third down, number 1 in points, number 1 in sacks. They're number 1 in pretty much everything, and it's 3 main aspects. I mentioned the speed there. It's also the unselfishness and the versatility. With the unselfishness, they have 8 guys that at least have a half a sack. I talked to Hassan Reddick, who leads the group with 3, and he said everybody sets everybody else up. Nobody cares who gets it. We have different fronts. We move guys around, and somebody is always going to go out there and make a play. We're noticing that. Then the versatility. Reddick told me our safety, Jeremy Chin, you don't know how many different positions he plays. He actually lines up in different packages all over the field. We give teams so many different looks. We're multi-dimensional. Each week it changes because we have these versatile pieces. So those 3 main things make things very difficult. And if you are a rookie quarterback making your first NFL start, that is a tall task and a short week to try to prepare for all of that the Panthers give you.
A huge task. We'll see if they can remain the number 1 scoring and total defense and get those sacks up from 10, which leads the NFL. Thank you so much to you, Jimmy Palm Trees. Talk to you in a bit. No palm trees there at NRG Stadium. I'm so sorry for you.
No. Lonely, but it's okay.
Okay, talk to you in a bit. Your hair looks great, though. The defending champion Buccaneers and Tom Brady are the top shelf. They are the class of the NFC South, as we all know. They are not stuck upside down on a roller coaster like Jameis is with those Saints. But at 2-0, they're undefeated, looking for win number 3. Are the Panthers legitimate contenders in that division? I say yes.
I think they are. And mainly because of that defense. Obviously, Sam Darnold's playing well. He's got the team on track. He's doing good things from a quarterback perspective, not turning the ball over, making good decisions. But that defense, I mean, they're allowing only under 50 yards rushing from the opposing team. That's incredible. A team that can't get the run going, that means you make them one-dimensional and you can play the pass if you're the Carolina defense, and that secondary has been playing great. So that defense, we've seen this kind of recipe before. I think like those old Brady teams in New England where the defense was so good and Brady just had to make sure he didn't turn the ball over and be, the Brady that managed the game and understood who he was before he became the Brady we all know and love today. Yeah. But they remind me of those teams that defense is going to play well, but as long as they can ride the coattails of that defense all the way through the regular season into the postseason, I think they got a shot. They got a shot to get into the playoffs and maybe go deep.
Brady. Like, you think they can beat the Bucs in this division? That's what we're asking, right? Like, that's a lot to ask.
As long as that defense is playing well, as long as they're able to keep the run in front of them, as long as they're able to keep Tom Brady at bay and make them one-dimensional, I think they got a shot. And they got to get in Brady's face. Obviously, that's a team that has to get that front 7 has to apply pressure to whoever the opposing quarterback is for them to have a shot.
You're being nice. Do you honestly think the Carolina Panthers can contend with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I think defense. See, I'm saying defense. I'm talking defense. But I think they can. I think if the defense can play the way that they've been playing, and Sam Darnold can go out there and not turn the ball over and make plays and make good decisions, I think they have a shot. Now, will they? It's a tall task, but do they have a shot? Yes, absolutely.
I ask it that way, and I do it flippantly because I think that's the reaction most people in America are having. And here yet we have a 2-0 team. Couldn't play much better than they've played the first 2 weeks. So as much as everyone wants to dismiss the Panthers as, look who they beat. They beat the Jets and then they beat the Saints coming off of what they come on. They beat the Saints. The Saints blew out the Packers. They play the Saints and they blow out the Saints. And Matt Rule has these guys dialed in. I find Rule's journey so interesting because he went from going to Baylor, where they were basically going to be canceled as a program, to the Sugar Bowl in 3 years. Now he's with the Panthers, and it's like, here we go. Ron Rivera is let go. We're going to hire this college coach. It's a great rebuild. We're going to start from scratch. We're in year number 2. They're a lot better and a lot further along than we thought maybe they would have been. They are good on both sides of the ball. I mean, they have playmakers. Yeah. DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey are playmakers. And Kay, that defense is loaded with young talent.
So is Darnold.
Darnold, I'm not so sure on Darnold yet.
You have to see more from him.
I think we need to see it because we've been through it with Darnold. He's still so young. Darnold's younger than a lot of quarterbacks in this league.
But he's got a lot of football under his belt, though. I know he's young, but he's got a lot of games under his belt.
He does, but I feel like I'm not going to stamp Darnold as like this great quarterback. Yeah, I got to see tonight, but to Rule, though, I think year 3 is probably when we would expect, just like at Baylor. It's a rebuild. But for them to be this far along in year 2, I think they're ahead of pace. And I know that Panther fans are like, we don't ahead of pace. We're not going to compete. I get it. There are a lot of really good teams in the NFC. I wouldn't be booking my trip to the Super Bowl just yet.
Yeah, they're really intriguing because, all right, so you sit here 2-0, and they beat the Jets, and they beat Jameis. The problem is if they win tonight, it's going to be like, well, they beat Davis Mills, and that's going to be... Here's what's fascinating, and we joke a lot of times about check the schedule. This is unique. The Panthers' schedule is unbelievably strange, and I think there's some meat on this bone. They play on national television tonight. They do not play for the rest of the season. They don't even have what I would consider a marquee game until week 15. They don't even have a late window game until week 10. It's all these Eagles, Vikings, Giants, 1 o'clock. No one's really going to be talking about them, even if they win. No one's going to be watching them, and they sort of glamorous thing. The other weirdest thing is we're talking Bucks. They don't play the Bucks until week 16, and they play them twice in 3 weeks. It is unbelievably strange. I don't know how the scheduling czars shook out with this, but my point is this. This is their last time to make a true national impression on any national media, on any national show, and then you're basically going to go away for 2.5 months and be on Red Zone and McCaffrey here and McCaffrey here. The nation watching you, if you are this great next defense, if you are Sam Darnold, the comeback player of the year, you have to have a huge, this is showpiece tonight. You don't have another one until a playoff game. So make a moment, make it big, because we're moving on. Even if you win, we're not talking about 4-1 Panthers teams playing the 1 o'clock window against the Giants. It just doesn't click. Got to make it happen tonight.
At GMFB with your thoughts. You've got Joe Montana on the program. Let's welcome in our guy, Tom Pelissero. He's going to give us an update and a rundown of some starting quarterbacks around the league heading into week 3 that have been dealing with some injuries that we've been tracking all week. And let's kick it off with Chicago.
Okay, the Bears made it official on Wednesday. Rookie Justin Fields will make his first NFL start on Sunday against the Browns. Andy Dalton continuing to deal with that bone bruise in his knee. Really, the Bears have set themselves up here in a no-lose situation. If Fields now plays well, you say, we're going to roll with the rookie. If he doesn't, they've already declared Dalton as the starter once he's healthy. You're simply reinserting the veteran into the lineup. Elsewhere, in Miami, the Dolphins initially believed Tua Tagovailoa was dealing with bruised ribs. X-rays at the stadium were negative, but they ran additional tests on Monday that showed Tua, in fact, does have fractured ribs. Now, Tua could play through this injury. Brian Flores said he wants to play through this injury, but he's in a lot of pain. The Dolphins will protect him from himself. Jacoby Brissett gets the nod against the Raiders. Colts quarterback Carson Wentz did not practice on Wednesday while continuing to rehab ankle sprains in both his ankles. He's out of the boot now, still pushing to play. My understanding is the Colts are hopeful Wentz will go, but this might end up being a game day decision. If Wentz can't go, it could be Jacob Eason, or it could be the former veteran of the Packers, Brett Hundley, who last started a game back in 2017 going against the Titans. Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger did not practice on Wednesday. He's dealing with a left pectoral injury. Ben doesn't practice on Wednesdays anyway. We'll monitor this the rest of the week as they get ready to face the Bengals. And finally, Raiders quarterback Derek Carr, a full participant in practice on Wednesday as he's dealing with an ankle injury. He suffered it in the game, came back, led him to a big win over the Steelers. Ankle swelled up a bit on the plane, but sounds like it's no issue. He will be in the lineup against the Dolphins, Kay.
Thank you so much. Raiders Dolphins, we appreciate you, Tom Pelissero. Talk to you in a bit. Always a thorough rundown of what's going on to get us set for action. We've got action tonight on NFL Network, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's right, those Carolina Panthers heading to Texas to take on the Texans. And after this, Joe Montana is joining the show. And last week, Kyle, bye, Tom. Good to see you. Last week, Kyle, you predicted a big win from Josh Allen. You got it on the back of their defense. Holy moly. Are we obsessing over the Bills again this week?
Of course.
I stand I am. Coming up next.